Let's look at the second most important module in Compport, which is analytics. Within analytics, we have 5 key areas. The core reports, which has basic information about the current headcount growth, turnover and turnover trends kind of reports. Compensation reports are all linked with the routes and plans. Whatever you are creating in the section of compensation plan, you can actually see in terms of all the analytical output in these reports. The third section is about cost and productivity, which are very much useful reports for the leadership, finance function, where you can see things like headcount versus cost comparison, employee cost, productivity reports, and so on. The fourth area is about diversity and inclusion, and right now we cover only gender diversity, but as per the need of your organization, we can also explore if there is a possibility of capturing other category of diversity as well. But in these diversity reports, you can see a variety of things like employee numbers, people managers by male, female, average compensation of male, female. I think most of these reports are very much important for the organizations which are putting a specific focus on the gender diversity, and the analytical input as well as some of the insights can actually give a thorough understanding of where your organization stands and what gaps you have, and then take an action on that. The last section is about talent reports. If you're capturing anything related to your talent ratings, succession planning, the readiness level of the successors, these reports can be very useful and handy. And not only that, they can be used in analytical section, but you can also use them in your compensation plan to reflect some information about employees for the managers so that they can take more informed decision about it. Now, within this course section, there are about 35 reports, but there are a variety of data cuts which are available. Let's look at one of the simplest report, which will guide you how the structure of the reports is done. So whenever you click on a single report, like a current headcount, it actually takes you to a screen, which is what we call multidimensional. So on this screen, you can see that there are a variety of data cuts which are available, and we call it multidimensional. There is a headcount report available by country, city, group, division, cluster, and there are almost like 20 data cuts which are available. Now that's how all the reports will actually show you a multi-dimensional view of your data analysis. But the more important is that you want to now dig deeper into this data. And you can do that by just on that same screen without moving anywhere. How do you do that? Now let's consider we want to see a female population across these cuts. You don't have to do any filter, you just simply click on the female graph. And the moment you do that, every other data cut has now taken a reference of only female employees across the company and showing that data point. Now you want to see these female employees only for USA. You go here in the country and click on USA. It has further filtered the data to USA and showing female employees in USA. You want to have a third filter as well, which is, let's say, your rating. So you can go into the performance rating and say, I want to check who are the high performer female employees in USA. You simply go and click on Exceed Results. And this is the way you can go deeper and deeper onto the same report, same screen, no filter required, nowhere you have to go. Now, whatever data you are going to filter out, you can always download that as a PPT so that you don't have to prepare your presentation separately. You can download as a PDF so that you can mail it to any of the users, leaders, managers, or you can download the data which is used for this filter as well. If you want to come out of this filter, you can simply cut them out from here as well on the top, and it will bring back the original report. Or you can actually choose to go back into the filtered option as well from the graph as well. Now these reports not only are downloadable in PPT, but you can also show these analysis straight away on the screen to the end user. So if your audience is sitting in this room where you have to show multiple ways of actually this analytics, you can simply just click enlarge these screens and show them the data and they can enjoy it. This is the way every report in this 35 dataset report is available. If you calculate 35 reports into the data cuts which we have for each report, we have close to 4,000 HR and talent analytics data cuts which are available in this small set. Let's look at one more report, average compensation, diversity and inclusion. and this is done by gender as of now, as I told you. Within this report, you can also see that not only it is showing the data, which is the average salary of female versus male employees, but it's also showing these red dots. And in some places, there are orange colored dots as well, like this. Now, what are these red and orange dots? These are the insights. Now, wherever you can see these data cuts, you can also configure that I want to show the difference of male and female ratio in variety of these data cuts by highlighting it with a substantially skewed ratio and a skewed ratio. You'll go there in the setting menu, set it up with a gap that if there is a 10% gap, show me that particular gap in orange color, and if there is a more than 10 or 20% gap, then you show me in the red dot here itself. This actually allows you to immediately find out that which are the gap areas across the organization and makes your action planning much more easier in terms of addressing those gaps. These gaps are also available in every report which are part of the diversity and inclusion category, and you can run them anytime. And you can change the configuration also from 10 to 20%. You can change those configuration later as well. This is all about analytics. These analytics are always growing. We are looking at every time new analytics, new intelligent insights which we can provide on the tool. And users who come on board, they actually enjoy every bit of it. And they will, of course, continue to have additional value coming out of our analytics. In future, we'll also have some AI-based analytics, which will be helpful. Things like talent risk analysis, things like the comparative ratios, things like comp modeling, all those will be part of the analytics in future as well. Now, all of these reports which you can see here, you can actually cascade part of them or all the reports to any of the leaders and managers across the organization. You can set it up through the role management, where each of the reports will be listed, and you can say that I want to give certain reports like headcount, turnover to all the leaders. Maybe the cost reports we can pass on to the finance head. Maybe the employee diversity reports I want to find out and give it to all the leaders across the organizations and so on. These reports can also be scheduled. So we have a proper scheduler where you can set a time and you can say every 7th of the month, the links of certain reports, like for example, the current report, talent report, headcount, costs, and so on should be sent out to specific leaders or managers. They don't have to actually get a reminder or probably push to the instance to come here. They will get a reminder through the email itself, and through the link which they get in the email, they click here, land on Compport, and then check out the reports. Well, that's it from the analytics side. I hope the analytics section is useful for any organization which is transforming their HR. They're trying to bring the more discipline and informed decision making across the organization. These reports can actually give a lot of insights. Some are actionable insights in the diversity inclusion and help organization transform their overall talent agenda. Thank you so much.